The NBA draft grants teams electric nights of celebration, feelings of deep regret, and sometimes feelings of amazement as they seemingly steal a prospect from all other 29 teams. Today we take a trip down memory lane and rank the top 5 greatest NBA draft steals of all time. There's only one requirement for this video. We won't be talking about anyone selected in the lottery or in the top 15, so those guys like Kobe Bryant who went 13th, Kawhi Leonard who was drafted to the Pacers and traded I think at 13th or 14th, or Giannis Antetokounmpo went 15th. None of those guys are going to be featured in this video. We will be sticking strictly to those who were selected after pick 20. Without further ado, let's jump right into this top 5 with number 5 on the list, Rudy Gobert. The Denver Nuggets seemingly understand how to scout center potential as they selected Rudy Gobert with the 27th pick in the NBA draft for 2013. While the Nuggets did the right thing drafting them, you could argue that they may have made a mistake trading him away. On the night of the draft, he was traded to the Utah Jazz for the 46th pick and some cash, probably around $200,000. They're never really that specific when talking about that. The night of the draft, Bleacher Report's Jonathan Wasserman had this to say: Gobert's draft stock is driven entirely by his physical tools. He actually has some tools that we've never seen before at 7'2" in shoes. Gobert registers an unprecedented 7'9" wingspan, outrageous measurements both vertically and horizontally. Between his height and his length, Gobert can cover a ton of ground, which has made it easier by the fact that he's mobile and athletic. And I have to say, Jonathan was right. The Frenchman Rudy Gobert has so far had a very brilliant NBA career, with some success in Utah, not much postseason success. However, he is seemingly re-reviving his career in Minnesota. In 9 years with the Jazz, he averaged 12.5 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game. While this season with the Timberwolves, he's averaging 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks a night, seemingly helping the number 1 seed Minnesota Timberwolves. Rudy's had an incredible career, and he was definitely one hell of a draft steal. At number 4, we have Manu Ginobili, who was selected 57th in the 1999 NBA draft. It's crazy that he was taken 3rd to last, and Ginobili ended up having an amazing career, scoring over 14,000 points and had almost 4,000 assists, also 3,500 rebounds and 1,300 steals. In addition to all of these personal achievements, he did one thing that many NBA players can't do and undermine their own talent by coming off the bench for success. He and the San Antonio Spurs collected 4 NBA championship rings, and most importantly, he was inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. Manu Ginobili is without a doubt one of the greatest draft steals of all time, and I would have him a little bit higher, but the people above just have a little bit more of an impressive resume. The only person I'd argue that he could maybe be ahead of is who we have at number 3, and that is no other than Draymond Green. Draymond Green is one of the best defenders that the NBA's seen in the last 10 years. He's been named all defensive team on 7 out of the 10 years, and he has been absolutely crucial to the Golden State Warriors championship. It's very easy if you're new to watching hoops for the NBA in specific to say that the Warriors probably could have won without Draymond Green, especially if you watch their last title run when Andrew Wiggins was arguably the best defender on the team, as you know, we all know what he did to Jason Tatum in that Celtics Warriors series. But I digress. Draymond in his early career was absolutely electric. I'll never forget the Game 7 he had where he almost dropped I believe it was a 35-point triple-double on the Cavs, and Steph Curry and the rest of the Warriors kind of, failed and didn't really perform as they should. But Draymond hit 6 threes in a row that game and was absolutely electric. That aside, he's averaged 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and a half, a block and a half. All of this is his playoff stats. Draymond Green, it's interesting, anyone would say that Draymond was among the top 10 picks in his class, but he went 35th, which is the second round in the 2012 draft. Draymond is one of those guys that just acts as a conductor, as a funnel, as a, focal point of the offense, whatever you want to say. Him paired with Steph Curry's off-ball movement led to 4 NBA championships, and they are definitely a big dynasty. Shout out Bob Myers for drafting Clay, Steph, and Dre. Can't say enough good things about the guy. Not to mention he has a pretty killer podcast off the court, but that's neither here nor there. At number 2, we have none other than Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is an NBA first ballot Hall of Famer, and he was the rebounding champion for 7 consecutive seasons in a much more tough and gritty era. He averaged nearly 17 rebounds per game during that span, but in addition to his unique ability to grab those rebounds, Dennis was a major contributor defensively, always just not only with his physical attributes, but with the mental game that he played. Him and Kevin Garnett kind of share that, where it's more than basketball when they're on the court, it's war at that point. Dennis actually did win Defensive Player of the Year twice, which I forgot to mention when I was talking about Draymond Green. Draymond won it twice as well. Arguably could have three-peated. Again, that's neither here nor there. But to top off his amazing personal accolades and his rebounding records and the Defensive Player of the Years, he won 5 NBA championships with 2 different teams. He won 2 with the Bad Boy Pistons, and then he won 3 with Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. And to top it all off, Rodman was the 27th pick of the 1986 draft. Absolutely electric player. I wish I would have been able to see more of him live. Dennis Rodman is number 2 on my list for that reason. And it's very underappreciated when speaking about Dennis before we move on to number 1, that his motor is an engine that never stops ticking. I mean, you guys can see the clips I'm putting on the screen. If there's a loose ball, 91, 97, whatever number he was wearing at the time is the first numbers you see diving towards it, or his hair, the first color you see diving towards it. Absolutely gifted player with an engine like no other. And at number 1, I'm sure it's no surprise, Mr. Taco Bell commercial, Nikola Jokic was drafted 41st in the 2014 NBA draft. Nikola Jokic has won 2 MVPs in a row. Should have been 3 if you ask me. And somehow it seems like he's getting better and hasn't reached his peak. It's pretty safe to say he's the biggest draft steal in NBA history. Second rounder who averages video game numbers year after year after year. 27 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal and a half, a block a game. Just won an NBA championship and was the finals MVP in that run. Nikola Jokic is God's gift to basketball in the 21st century. LeBron's getting ready to retire and we needed someone to take over the league, and Nikola Jokic is simply that. A brilliant player, has a great demeanor on and off the court. A lot of people get tired and say like it's a shtick that he's, doesn't care about basketball, but the work that he puts in, it feels like he doesn't want anyone to kind of, over stipulate or over, look the fact or kind of give him too much credit and attention, because he understands that it's simply his job to show up every day and get better. I mean, he's getting paid over $200 million a year. Why should he have all these people say, himself included, say that he's working so hard? No, he's just doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing what he's asked. He's doing exactly what he signed up for. Who cares how many horses he's racing or betting on in the offseason if he's winning NBA championships and finals MVPs and regular season MVPs and being the 1 seed in the arguably tougher Western Conference? Tangents aside, Jokic is clearly the number 1. What do you guys think? What do you make of this video? Do you have Manu over Draymond? I'm very curious to see. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.